Hi, Scott Collier here, the Call Dog. Welcome back to the Wealth Optimization Workshops. Delighted to have you. Our final segment of the non-controllable events, all the health protection planning, the life planning, estate planning, all this stuff. Next, after this, we're going to get into the fun controllables that you've been wanting to talk about. Going to dive into retirement planning, everything coming up next. But before we get there, I want to talk about personal health insurance. For many of you, you have group coverage through work, then that's just fine. If you've got a good group plan at work, by all means, take advantage of that and be thankful for the fact that you've got that. However, for some people, maybe smaller business, could be certain professions tend not to offer benefits to their employees. You might be self-employed, you might be a seasonal worker, you might be part-time where you don't get covered under the company plan. Whatever the case might be for you, if you don't have group benefit coverage, you can get personal coverages of your own. And keep in mind, those premiums are tax deductible. So something that people don't often realize. Many different carriers and plan designs, okay? But some of the key points, normally they will cover prescription medicine. So your prescription drugs, depending on how basic or enhanced your plan is, will dictate how much coverage you're entitled to claim per year. In some cases, it can be a massive amount of coverage. You have something serious like cancer, and that can be a very expensive condition to treat on medications. Dental coverage. So again, there's going to be co-pays with a lot of these components. Could be as low as 60%, might be 80% that the plan is going to pay, and you're going to pay 20%. So depending on how you structure the co-pays, that's going to impact the coverage that you get. So just be aware of that. Normally, if you get dental, it'll always cover preventative dental, so your checkups, your x-rays, your scalings, basic extractions. But if you want major orthodontics, okay, so for things like crowns, bridges, root canals, onlays, braces for you or your kids, those can be very expensive. So, and keep in mind, just like with any sort of insurance protection, you have to qualify before something is wrong. This is the most common plan where myself or my partner Jody will get a phone call, "Hi, I like benefit plans because I'm going in to get my kid braces next week, or I just got prescribed diabetes medication, so I want to get that covered." Pre-existing conditions are going to get excluded, or in some cases there might be a waiting period, right? Keep that in mind. It is not to protect the problems you've already got. Nobody's going to give you coverage and cover a whole bunch of astronomical expenses that now you've got MS and now you need significant treatments. You need, when you're young and healthy and you don't think that you need the protection, that's the time to get benefit coverage, because then nothing gets excluded and you don't need to worry about waiting periods and things of that nature. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does for you. Extended health care, that could be certain specialized equipment or things of that nature, but often you think of the medical practitioners. Might cover you anywhere from $300 to $500 per year, per person, per practitioner. So meaning if you need a chiropractor, massage therapy, could be a naturopath, could be a psychologist or social worker. There's different types of practitioners. Maybe none of them are relevant for you, but then suddenly you have a stroke and now you need physiotherapy, and you need a chiropractor or massage therapy, and you need a speech therapist. And so suddenly what you thought you didn't really need becomes significant expenses to you. This can help cover those costs. Some of the plans, people add vision care for their prescription eyeglasses. Is that something that you would want? How about travel coverage? Right? Typical plans were covering $1 million. Now we're seeing some where they're covering like $5 million. So you go, well, how would I ever spend that kind of money? When you travel abroad and some accident or health catastrophe happens, it can financially devastate people if they don't have protection. So sometimes people are out there risking it and then they are left financially ruined because of a health catastrophe. On the flip side though, I'll find people either have a group plan at work or they have a personal health plan, but they don't realize the travel piece is there, so they go buy separate travel insurance. If you don't have any coverage, well then by all means get it. But keep in mind, with your work plan or your personal plan, you probably got travel coverage there. You've also got the option of semi-private coverage, pros and cons. Not always seeing a huge need there in our market, but something definitely when you're looking at your overall health protection. If you're not getting provided good group coverage through your work, you might want to consider a personal health plan. Hopefully you found that beneficial. Look forward to chatting with you more.